Hello everybody, second episode coming up with Peter Connolly, the most famous singer of Valencia, lead singer for the soon-to-be world-famous band called the Cost. Gonna be a great episode. Sunny crack with you, Happy New Year and all that.
Yeah, I've been here. Fucking.
Did you go home for any bit of Christmas or you stayed here?
I was back home the start of December. I went back for a wedding. I was telling you about it, was I?
Family wedding?
No, a friend of mine. Yeah, he got married there, and all musicians. It was actually a fella, like we've known each other for years now, and he was one of my first references as a guitar player. Like, back in Wexford, and he lived on a farm, like, and probably about a 10-minute drive, not far, like, you know. But when I was that age, I suppose I was 12 or 11 or something.
Just in New Ross, is it?
In Kilmarkey, in Wexford.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd hear talk about this fella. He was my age, like, he was like, "Oh, you're playing guitar, you may go see Chris Culleton."
Oh, yeah. What age were you at the time?
Unreal. I would have been 11 or 12.
And he was playing live at that stage?
Well, he was just known for being a brilliant guitarist. I think he was my age, like. And I was like, I must go visit him, like, you know, if he's as good as people are saying he is, like, you know, I may go learn from him. And that was the start of our friendship then. I went on a piggyback on a bike with another friend of ours. And yeah, met him then. We've been friends ever since. Fucking brilliant guitarist.
Did you learn that? Did he teach you, like, or were you just going to learn?
I would have been learning myself. Like, I would have already picked it up, and I'd been playing. I remember bought a guitar from our primary school in Kilmore. Was some lad selling a guitar there? Bought it for £20 at the time. £20.
Back in Van Job.
Yeah, and he scratched his name on the back of it as well, Darren.
For what purpose?
Just because it was his guitar, like, so but he was selling it then after a while. And I started playing in that school. It was one of the teachers just taught a bit of guitar after class, and showed us like Westlife songs and Boyzone and all that. I quickly moved on from that. Like, it was like
no Dubliners or
no. It was kind of the pop stuff at the time. And she played in the church and all that. And ever since I got that guitar, then I just absolutely mad about it. And then that's when I met your man Chris as well. He showed me the whole world of like rock music and all that. And I was absolutely hooked then after that. It was a good place to like learn how to play, or to just get into an instrument, because there's absolutely nothing going on. Like, it was either GAA or play guitar. Like,
was there a lot of sessions on where you were going?
There would have been, but up till about 18, I suppose, I would have been just doing stuff in sheds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Got proper Irish stuff, into the shed, like, to play a few tunes. Your parents musical?
Not really, no. My dad's mad about music in general. Like, he'd have loads of tapes, and he'd play them, and he'd be like, you know, this is the sort of stuff, you know, this is good music. Like, so.
What was he showing you growing up? What was his?
He was showing me. He was a mad kind of like classic rock fan. So it was like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and all that stuff.
Nice.
And sure, he'd be mad about that, and I would have grown up listening to that. Like, my sister plays a little bit of piano. She's fairly good, and she showed me how to play a bit as well. And that's how I started playing piano, because of her. But she was only doing it as a hobby, like, you know. So apart from that, not really. My granddad, on my Spanish side of the family, he was a mad guitar. He was a fan of it. He wasn't a player, like, but he was like, if you don't play like this, you're not a guitarist, kind of thing, you know. You didn't say it like as a threatening way or anything, but he's like, I know that you can fucking play this stuff. So have a listen to this and see if you can play it. So I'd spend the whole year at home, like, trying to learn the stuff that he'd give me, like, and to be able to go back to him then in the summer or whatever.
What type of music was he giving you?
He was giving me like flamenco and classical guitar. And all that,
yeah. Jesus, man, so that is why you've got such a range of sound in your music these days, you'd imagine, huh?
When he gave me that stuff, that just opened up a whole world. Like, and I was thinking, there's lads that actually play mad guitar, like, and I have to be able to do any, like, something of this. Like, I have to be able to do it, at least to just show him.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was being able to go back to him and be able to show him that I can actually play the stuff. That was good enough for me, like, and that was one of the main motivating factors to play guitar, like.
Jesus, man, that must have been going from chalk and cheese, like playing Westlife or learning Westlife, learning a bit of flamenco, like.
Yeah, it was
totally different stuff, no?
That was sure. Look, when you're like at that age, you're absolutely absorbing everything as well. Like, and I was getting influences from everything, like. But mainly it was that whole side of it, the classical guitar and the kind of the Spanish guitar, I suppose, and then the rock side of it. They kind of just, you know, became one big thing for me. Like, and they were both fairly technical styles to be learning. So just by listening, I taught myself pretty much.
Yeah. Did you learn any bit of like traditional Irish stuff when you were growing up as well, or did that just come naturally to?
Not that much. There was stuff I was aware of. Like, there's some other friends. Then, you know, you start meeting loads of other musicians, and there was always sessions going on. Like, but I never thought I was, you know, I kind of fit into that side of kind of that style of playing, like. Always loved it, but never really, you know, got a chance to like properly play it or anything.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bit later on, like after 18, you know, when I started playing in pubs and then the functions and all that.
Yeah. But do you know, man, when you were did you spend most of your time in Spain as a child or in Ireland? When you were in both countries, were you seen as like in Spain half the paddy, and when you were in Ireland, were you like the Spaniards, like, what was how was it growing up in that regard?
It's fairly mad, to be honest. But I think I must have said it to you before anyway. But I was born in Dublin, and when I was 2, my parents moved to Spain. So from 2 to 8, I was here in Spain.
Yeah.
It was before I started even playing. I think I was singing a bit. All right, when I was little, like, and I loved singing, but I'd be anything, like. But when I was 8, this is when I moved back to Wexford. Then that's when I started really getting into guitar. It's when I picked it up that first time, anyway. But up to that age, I would have been in Spain. I would learn how to. My first proper language was actually Spanish. Like.
Yeah. Did you have much English when you went back there and when you were 8?
Not that much. No, I had to take like proper extracurricular lessons to learn how to speak English.
Yeah.
My parents would, you know, they chat at home, like, but they weren't at home that much either. Like, I was brought up mostly by my grandma. Like, my mom was studying at the time as well, and my dad was doing odd jobs here in Spain, and so I didn't have that much English growing up. When I went back home, back to Wexford, I was I had a bit of a year where I was struggling a bit with English, like, and until, you know, just enough time passed, and I was just one of them. But at first, I was the Mexican out there, like, when I went, back. Yeah.
You picked up the Irish accent along the way, and
I did, yeah. But I was definitely the foreigner, like, as well, at the same time. So it's mad because I'm the foreigner here, and I was back there as well. But that didn't last too long either, like. But yeah, so always been between kind of the two countries. When I went back to Wexford, then it was only like holidays and all that. You know, we come here and see the family and all.
The family are in Gandia, right? No?
Yeah. Most of them are in Gandia, yeah. Which is, freaking just an hour south of here, like, so. But yeah, so I always had the two. That would have been my granddad as well. Like, you know, he would have been living there, and he was saying, you know, I learned that stuff, and when you come back next time, you know, if you're able to play it, like, you'll be a guitarist.
Yeah. And did you come back to Valencia then because your family was here, or did you come back not solely but mainly because of Berkeley?
Yeah, so that was So from 8 to 25, I would have been back in Wexford, and I did. When I left school, I went into to music school in Waterford. I lived there for 4 years doing the undergrad degree in music. And after that, then I'd heard about the master, so I was looking to carry on studying music because I've fucking loved it. Anything to do with it, like I had to be there. And I heard about Berkeley opening a campus here in Valencia, so I did the whole auditions for that. And when I was back home, I said it'd be great to come back here because I have family here. And
when you were auditioning, was it just guitar or were you singing, or both?
no, it was just guitar.
Just guitar.
Yeah, at the time I wasn't. I was only ever really playing.
What were you playing on the audition? Like, what type of music was your your strong point? Or whatever?
Coming from music school in Waterford, I opted for the jazz course over there, because that was kind of at the time anyway. I thought that, and I still believe it, like, but it was the best way to understand kind of just modern music in general, like, you know, and to be able to study anything that's happening now in pop, in rock, in jazz, and even traditional music. It's a really good way to understand how it works. So I ended up studying that over in Waterford, and I did the audition for jazz studies in Berkeley then from there. So it would have been, jazz mainly.
Hard enough to get into Berkeley School of Music, I'd say, no?
Yeah.
Like, how many people are applying, and do they all, how many of them are on scholarships, and how many of them are paying themselves?
I think there was I don't know the exact number.
Saucy money to a semester, and
it's expensive. It's like known to be a fairly expensive school.
it's the second most, or it's one of the most prestigious school of music in the world now.
Yeah, definitely one of the most popular, I suppose, or like just that association of studying music and name.
Name three of the most famous artists to come out of in your, like, doesn't have to be the most famous ones, but like name three famous artists that have come out of there.
I think one of the most famous ones is I don't know his name, but
how famous is he if you don't know his name?
He's really famous, but his name is hard to pronounce. Like,
okay, right.
It's the fella that wrote Gangnam Style from Korea.
Oh, Psy or so? Oh, he wrote it. Sorry, not I was like,
No,
Psy. That's not that.
He sang it as well. It's that fella.
It's Psy, no? Yeah. I was like, that's very easy to say. Man.
Is that his name? Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Psy, Ron, no?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to chance it just in case. But I heard only like years later that he was a Berkeley student.
Okay.
And loads of lads in the whole kind of the I suppose the technical kind of more jazz side of it. Like John Petrucci, he's like the guitarist in this famous band called Dream Theater. He would have been in Berkeley as well. And a third one, who else? I suppose another one in kind of guitar circles, Julian Lage is another one that would have studied there, who's like one of the like top references of like modern guitar. So yeah, like loads of lads would have come out of there, and I didn't have that many expectations when I was auditioning. Like, it was like, I'll just chance it and see how it goes. And I definitely wanted to get into it, like, and but I got the call back anyway. And
what year was that?
That was 2013 now. Yeah,
I mean, time flies.
12 years ago. Jesus,
time flies in having fun, Peter. What?
yeah. So it was it was brilliant. A good chance to come to Valencia as well, and I sure study in an amazing school.
And since then being in an award-winning jazz band, Valmuz.
Yeah.
Remind me again, man. What is the competition that you won? It was in Romania, no?
Yeah. It was like a jazz festival in Romania. That was that's been going for years and has a fairly
very popular one, no?
Yeah, it's fairly well known in that world.
What's it called?
Johnny Raducanu. It's like they set it up in honor of like a famous musician from Romania, as Johnny Raducanu, and ever since it's been going really well. but we signed up for it. We applied for it there. It was 2019. And
sure, man, that's when COVID was so, because it was just after that the COVID hit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was just months before COVID.
So unlucky, man.
It was mental, yeah. Because anyway, went there with didn't have that many expectations either. Like, but we said we'll go and give it a shot, and it was lads like from all over the world, like, and some amazing players, and ended up winning them over. I think in one of the songs that I did, I sang a little bit of Romanian. I said I'm gonna learn a bit of Romanian.
That's the Irish coming out with there.
I think that was it. Yeah. And I said good evening or something, and I said thanks very much in Romanian, and I think that got bigger applause than anything else. Yeah.
Nice.
And but yeah, ended up winning that, and fucking brilliant. Yeah. So
but everything in that like you were going to get a lot of bonuses or a lot of treats or whatever after winning that. Like you were going to be going. Were you going to America or something, or was there some?
We had a European tour that was part of the prize.
Oh yeah, and then that all got shafted then because of COVID.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as that, like we were gearing up for that for the following summer, and then COVID hit, and
have you ever been in contact with them since? Has there been any link? Is it like invite to come back or something?
They reached out. I think they offered us to go back over to inaugurate the festival, not as part of the competition or anything, but just to do a concert to open the whole festival up. And for some reason we weren't able to do it on the dates. And sure, that was that then. Yeah. That would have been a couple of years after that. I'd say it's 21 or 22, I'd say. But
yeah, man, that's such a pity. Like, times when there was a lot of bigger issues at the time, I suppose.
But we, during the pandemic, then we ended up recording 2 albums, I think it was, and yeah, we kept busy, like, you know, with what we could do, and sure, look, that was everything else, like, you know, you're doing that, which is an original project, and you know, it's not that lucrative, you know, so we're all still working away, so you know, we're either teaching or playing or whatever else we need to do, but that's just one side of being a musician, I suppose. Yeah.
And then you came across your newest project, The Cost.
And then that happened. Yeah, that was I was living in London at the time.
Yeah,
because I moved there for a while to work, like, basically. And working in London basically meant just playing in theatres and doing function gigs and all that. And
bit of a slog, I'd say.
Yeah, it was fucking constant. You know, renting out in London, you know, just to meet that, like,
yeah.
It was mad. It was fairly strong industry there as well, though. Once you get your foot in, like, you just start getting calls, and it's fairly non-stop. And I had just been just under a year in London, and I got the call from your man, Leste Barrio. And he was like,
okay.
Yeah. But
how did you know him originally?
Our paths crossed a couple of times because he recorded at a studio that we used to record with the other project with Valmuz, and he would have been he'd been listening to that music that we were recording in the studio in his own time, and he'd be loving it, like, and that's how that came about. Basically, he said I love what you're doing, what you're writing with that, and I want to do my own band, and I want you to sing and play guitar and write the music for the band. And I was in London at the time, and I said it'd be a good opportunity to come back because he's living here in Valencia. And he said, yeah, let's get it going. So I said, moved out of London, came back and started that project, and it's been going full on since. So basically, Leste Barrio, he was a fan of the music that we were doing in that studio, and that's how that came about.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would have been last year.
Did you have an interest in heavy metal at the time?
Yeah, I always had, like, that's going back to my friend Chris that got married there just a while back. He whenever I went to his place, it was all metal and rock and all that stuff. He showed me loads of that music, and then got really into it. My first concert that I went to in Dublin was Metallica, actually, as well.
Was it?
We'd been about 13 at the time, and
you were straight in the middle of the mosh pit.
Definitely tried to.
And videos of those things are wild, man. Fellas just swinging out their elbows and stuff. Man.
Yeah.
Surely fellas get their nose broke.
Oh,
man.
you get beat around the place, all right. Yeah, and especially when we're that age as well. I'll show you a picture of that after.
Where did they play? Slane or something?
It was the RDS.
Was it?
Yeah, the RDS, and it was mind blown. I was sold after that. Like I was absolutely, I loved it.
Yeah.
But seeing that, it was, fire cannons and explosions and fucking heavy music, and that you're that age, like, and it's just completely just takes over you, like. So I'd always been a massive fan of that music, but when I went to study, the whole academic kind of side of playing music doesn't really, it incorporates that a little bit, but it's more about written music and classical, and then that's how jazz came about. So I'm a fan of all sorts.
Is heavy metal a little bit looked down on in the musical world? Is it kind of
not really, not as much, not more than any other style, really, because there'd be lads that massive heavy metal fans that would say, that would look down on classical music. Loads of classical music fans that look down on jazz music fans. It's all just, it's really subjective, I suppose, because it's whatever you're into at the end of the day. Heavy metal music is really it's pop music, but just fucking sounds heavier. Like, it's just pop music. Like,
what?
Yeah, it sounds
pop music.
It sounds mad, but it's way more popular than would say jazz music, traditional music.
Oh yeah, okay, right, okay, yeah. But in my head, when you say pop, I'm thinking of like some girly bands.
Yeah, yeah. You could think of pop as that. It's sort of like bubbly kind of, mainstream radio music, like
Backstreet Boys or Westlife or some shit like that.
It has that label itself, but pop music essentially is just popular music, like, so there's a way bigger fan base for heavy metal music than there would be for jazz. So that's kind of like the two bands that I have. It's the jazz one and the heavy metal one, and the heavy metal one has a way bigger reach than a jazz one would.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. And then there's everything in between as well. Like, I'd be a massive fan of heavy music, of classical music, of Irish music. Like the older I get, the more I love that as well. Like, so you kind of have to. Well, you don't have to, but for me, it was either be able to adapt to any type of music or nothing at all.
Yeah,
because I love playing with anyone.
Yeah.
And being able to fit in anywhere, musically. So fucking, why not? Do everything you can, and it's all music at the end of the day as well. Like,
What's your favorite, like top 3 genres of music? From third to one.
Genres. It's a good question.
To play, like, obviously one is more profitable than the other one in theory, whatever, but like just for you to play and to listen to.
I think to play and listen, one of my favorite genres, and it's one of the least I play, but if I get the chance to play it, it's probably like bluegrass music, which is I'm absolutely mad about.
Bluegrass,
yeah.
Explain.
Bluegrass is like a combination of country music and traditional music, and it's a very kind of American kind of music, like fast country music.
Banjo job, like
banjos, mandolins, and acoustic guitars, and all, like the likes of Tony Rice. And
I must have listened to some of those.
Yeah, there's
bluegrass.
It's mad. It's like a fucking trad music on steroids. Like, it's just really fast and like virtuosic almost as well. So I love that type of music, and it's singing about.
Where does it come from?
It comes from trad music. A lot of it comes from Ireland, because Ireland had a massive effect on on country music in the States.
Yeah.
Country music is well, bluegrass music is essentially country music just sped up, kind of. It's not really just as simple as that, but it's just country music, but fairly fast and energetic. Like, you definitely would have heard.
Oh yeah, probably would have heard a couple.
Billy
of
Strings is another singer that I'd be mad about. I think I got away with playing a few of those tunes here, like, you know, but it's a bit hard to do on your own as well, like, because you need a full band, fiddle players and all that. So that definitely be one of my top genres, and
learn something new every day.
Yeah. I'd say you'd love it, man. Heavy music, heavy metal is definitely up there, and so I suppose traditional kind of folk music in general as well, I'd be mad about, but not specifically like Irish, like flamenco here in Spain. I'm crazy about, and I love like Balkan, Eastern European music as well. I'd be mad into. So yeah, loads. It's fairly eclectic.
Yeah. Did you always enjoy the Balkan Eastern European music, or is that just
I kinda
with Lulia?
I think it was part. I think
Your wife.
Yeah, the music came before she did. I think maybe I ended up liking Yulia because of the music. But no, I would have got into that, I suppose, when I was studying, and I like discovered loads of different like kind of fast-paced traditional music that was happening all in Eastern Europe, like, and then a lot of things that, you know, they combined with like jazz and more modern music. You'd hear like Armenian folk music and just a whole world of stuff that you just would be absolutely had no idea that was going on, you know, but you end up discovering it and falling in love with. And I played with a violin player from Jordan. I went out there and did some concerts with him as well. And he showed me a lot of like Middle Eastern music as well, and all these instruments that were associated with that music. And
Class.
Yeah. How'd
you manage to come across a violin player from Jordan?
That was through Berkeley.
Yeah.
He came a year after I studied there, and he'd heard something I recorded in Berkeley as well. And he was like, "Do you wanna play on my on what I was recording or what he was recording at the time?" Eventually, that led to going out to Jordan and playing with him, and he'd have a fairly big name out there as well. So that was a whole trip as well.
Well, so apart from Jordan, like, name some exotic random places that you've played in down through the years.
I'm not that. I think that's one of the top. Haven't been.
Not yet.
Too far beyond. Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah. Too far beyond.
Global in the next few years. Like, so say, remember myself and Ronan when you were making millions, and we were looking for handouts.
We'll see what that.
A penny for your thoughts, sir.
I just turned them on to the podcast. What's the name of the podcast actually?
Hot Pintin'.
Hot Pintin'.
Yeah, that's what we're going for now, man.
I didn't ask that. I knew that before I did this podcast here.
Yours, yeah.
So I'll be plugging that Hot Pintin' anyway. And
when you're playing in Slane or Wembley or something the next few years with the Cost, like, just be like, check out Hot Pintin' on whatever platform we end up going on.
I think Slane will be. So I'd be happy, a completely die happy man if I play Slane.
Well, yeah, so where
I think that's the pinnacle of somewhere to play. Like,
okay, that answers my question. So where
for me, like, you know, I suppose you could say Madison Square Garden in New York or whatever, but playing Slane, like, you know,
Slane, like, what's the most amount of people that have played in Slane, or most amount of people that have watched in Slane? It's been like 150,000 or something, huh?
Is that much? Yeah,
it's crazy. It's a crazy number.
It's just the name it has as well, and the bands I've played there. Like, it's just
nobody has played there in years, no. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head of people saying, "Oh, I'm going to Slane this year. I'm going to." It seems to be kind of.
I haven't heard of anything pre-pandemic, but there definitely was shows. I think Guns N' Roses played there not so long ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, as in
Yeah, in the
probably
last few
before
years, like,
the
yeah,
pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that'd be unreal playing there.
Slaying with the Cost, so yeah.
I think that's probably a bit more of a dream now than anything. Like, but if it happens,
It's fucking dare to dream and all that. So you were saying earlier that you're in the process of finishing your first album, no?
yeah. So with the Cost, we're looking at February of this year to release the full album.
And
Yeah.
so like, what are you hoping for? What's the best case scenario? Like be optimistic. What's best case scenario in the next 6 to 12 months? Like, if after the release of the album, do you reckon?
The best case scenario, like realistically for the band, is probably for the next 6 to 12 months is going to be a European tour, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which is already in the works for November. And that's probably the more kind of attainable, I suppose, goal for the band. And that means two shows in Ireland already. So I'm just thinking there's all these countries that have come up basically, which is Ireland, like, you know, a load of European countries, Germany, Austria, France, a load of Eastern European, Poland. Where else? Anyway, yeah, massive tour starting in November. It's supposed to be. It's in the works. It's not confirmed, but Ireland sticks out.
And how many concerts would you be doing then? Like roughly, like in that tour, if you're doing it, like what's it like? We're doing one concert a country, or would you be doing multiple in all other countries?
There's two in Ireland, and some of the countries it's just one. It's just
where in Ireland? Dublin?
Belfast and Dublin, yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I think the venue is it's the Academy, I think, in Dublin. I can't remember now. I might be wrong in that. But that's something that's come up and that might happen, but we have to kind of work towards that. But they gave us a load of there's a booking agency that gave us a load of dates and a load of countries, and it's all in November. So it's literally like we have like 3 countries in a row, I think one after the other. It's all just flights and buses and all that. So
yeah,
it's mental. So yeah, that's definitely a goal for this year anyway.
Oh yeah, so for the majority of people who probably don't know who and what the band is. So there's you, Estepario. What's his nickname? Is it the Groove Master? He always wears a hat in his videos, like
the Groove Father.
The Groove Father, yeah. So like he's like, he's got a huge following on the internet. Like one of the most famous drummers online. Was it?
He's definitely one of the biggest names on like online drumming, I suppose.
Yeah. And then Chris Atwell obviously is
Chris Atwell, yeah.
He's another groove master in his own.
So there's the 3 of us.
And you're writing the music.
I'm writing most of the music. Yeah, a lot of the last I suppose few months I'd bring ideas and we'd kind of develop them in the studio, so that could have influences from Chris himself and Estebario. And
did you write when you were? Did you write from Valmuz as well, or okay?
But that was there's 3 of us in that as well, main members, and we literally whatever the sax player brought in, we just play. Whatever Chris had, he's part of that as well. We just kind of whatever we wrote, it just happened. Whereas with this project, with the Cost, is write something and see how many things we can do with it until it becomes a really fucking amazing song. Like, so there's a lot more. It's a lot more challenging when the creative process, because we're trying to really just make it as perfect as possible. But with the other band, it was just anything kind of went, you know, whatever we said we'd...
It must be a totally new challenge. So, like, have you written any heavy metal before?
I suppose I would have when I was younger. and playing more of that stuff before I started studying. I think I wrote some things, all right, but never really did anything with it. You know, just played it with friends and sheds and stuff, and that was it.
Must have been an interesting challenge. You enjoying the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, it's just non-stop. It's literally trying to come up with something good enough to bring to the studio and get them to be excited enough about it to record, like. And basically, because this guy Ceballo, is his word, pretty much what if he's happy with it, then we're good to go ahead with it, you know.
Yeah.
So it comes down to him being happy enough with it, like. So it's good to you know, push myself towards that, you know, to think in a way that you know, he'd like it, and then that his whole platform, his whole audience will be into, like.
You were saying earlier before we started recording about how, with all of the attention and the fame, popularity that he has accrued over the last few years, like, there's come a little bit of negativity or keyboard warriors.
Yeah, loads of those warriors, all right. They just kind of it comes with it. And at first it was a bit of a shock, all right, because we had there's tens of thousands of comments, like, you know, and a lot of people, you could look at it as reviews or just look at it as what it actually is, which is just lads just sitting at home just typing whatever whatever comes to mind, or whatever they want, you know. So there's a lot of positive stuff, loads of negative stuff as well. But like I was saying, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's all publicity as well, like, so.
Yeah, but like, it must be kind of hard enough to bite the lip of, you've seen some fella and you're thinking, this fella has the fucking clue, like, and you just want them to go, shut the fuck up.
It can be, because there's lads that just make up their own stories of things that happen, like, you know, and there'll be lads, like, you know, they end up, you know, taking it a bit more personally as well, and saying, this lad, I think I got a comment which was, learn how to speak English or something. It's like, I hate these, what was it, something like Spanish lads trying to sing in English or something like this.
No.
Something along the lines of that. You will be tempted to say, actually, you know what, you know, I'm Irish or whatever. You know, but you can't get involved. Like, no chance.
Break yourself up when you're doing it, like. But
it's funny more than anything, like, but lads that take it really personally as well. It's like, what have you done to this type of music? Like, you know, fucking, this is awful, and, you know, and I hate you, you know. It's like, fair enough, you know.
Were you reading alone a little bit at the start, or like, were you just kind of like, have you kind of tuned out of it more so in the last while, or how did you adjust to it?
I kind of, because we'd spent months like working on at least the first release, you know. So I got fairly conscious of the fact that there was going to be a lot of response. You know, it was going to be good and bad. So I prepared myself for it, all right. And at first it was like, Jesus, look at all these fucking lads just like, you know, ratting away about what we're doing, like.
From a poor old young fella from Wexford.
Yeah, pretty much. It was brilliant as well, because it was lads in Ireland as well, like, saying, I think I got some comments like saying, geez, I used to go to English class with him and all this. And it was funny.
You shifted my cousin once.
Yeah. And then there's reaction videos as well, like loads of reaction videos, hundreds of them. People just.
What's a reaction video?
So people posting their.
Oh, just like, this is what I think about it.
Yeah. Their reactions about the music that we're putting out, and it's funny because there was some Irish lads that were at that as well, and like halfway through the video, they'd be like listening, they'd be saying, "Is he Irish? Is he kind of listening?" And because I'm talking at the end of one of the videos as well.
What would they be slating you for being Spanish at the start of it?
No. Most of those videos are brilliant. They're lads that are actually really, really into it, and they analyze the music and all that, and like they generate fucking like thousands of views as well, which is mental.
Are they like YouTubers or what?
Yeah, mostly YouTubers, just lads that dedicate their pages or their platforms to just reacting to music. And
man, I've actually, like, I don't know, am I born in a generation two like after that or whatever, but that shite is beyond me, man.
It's mad. It's mad, yeah.
Who gives a shit about someone else's opinion?
It's all
like on music, like, this is my taste. Like, why would I listen to someone else's opinion on it? You should like create your own opinion on it, not listen to someone else's opinion and then create your opinion. It just doesn't make fucking sense, like.
It's the modern day kind of review, really, isn't it? Like, and lads that
bloggers,
really, they have like, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, like some of them, and just to watch them react to material that's up online. So
makes no sense.
Yeah, going back to that, like all of that was it was kind of overwhelming a bit at first because it was just so much of it, and then after a while you just start getting kind of more and more used to it.
Yeah, I'd say you couldn't have enough minutes in the day to be following it all, because if there's thousands of comments on a video or whatever, you can't be reading them all.
You definitely wouldn't want to either, like, you know, you just get buried in it, and I kind of, you have to draw a line after a bit, and also you wouldn't want to let it influence what you're doing whatsoever, like even the positive or the negative, like, you know, lads saying how shit it is and lads praising the shit out of it as well, like, and saying this is the best thing ever. You can't get too carried away with that either, like, it's you wouldn't want to be swayed by that in any way, or let that like drip into what you're making.
Is it easier, do you reckon, now, was it much easier decades ago to be a musician than it is now, because of everything is like online, and you can have all these people influencing you, and all these critics and the tabloids following you, and obviously that's for like people that fucking A-listers, whatever, like, but
it's
just people, like, as you said, are like listening to the negative or the positive comments too much, and then that influencing their music.
I think I don't know what's easier, to be honest. That's my answer, really. The bottom line is that I don't know what would have been harder. I think obviously before there wasn't the same reach, like the same kind of exposure, whereas now, like, someone, you know, right here, you know, you could make something in this place, like, and somehow you could potentially have, like, you know, maybe 1 million people seeing what you're doing right now, even this podcast, like, you know, if it makes its way somehow
and
into mainstream. When it makes its way into mainstream, like, what I mean is that now is that anyone can produce any, like, high quality content, or even bootleg content that will actually make its way into a mass audience.
Yeah.
And before that was unheard of, like, but at the same time, was it easier to kind of pick out talents back then? You know, if you were good enough, you were going to get the deal, you were going to get the sign by some label or whatever, and there was less competition, I suppose, at the time, because it wasn't as I suppose as easy to create or to record yourself, I suppose, back then as it is now. So I don't know what it is. It's just so much of it now as well that it just all becomes a big ball of mess, like, just a big digital kind of, you know, whatever you want, you can have at the click of at the tap of a freaking button or whatever. So it's mad, like, it's I don't know what to make of it. What I'd like to take from it is that there's enough kind of exposure, or enough of a platform to be able to work from it, to be able to do a live show. That's my biggest thing, is my biggest objective or goal is to be able to play in front of a real audience. Like, if it has to be through an online platform, and for people to be aware of what you're doing through the digital media, the end point or the end game is to be able to play live, you know, fucking
in any form, like,
just act the bollocks on stage, and that's it, like.
Yeah.
That's what I love, like.
Schlein saw this by 2026. Peter Connolly, the Cost.
We'll aim for that.
Headlining. Red Hot Chili Peppers will open for you. Something nice and small.
Jeez, that won't be nerve-wracking at all now, though.
No. Nice and handy, man. What was it? Aim for the stars, and you'll reach the clouds, and you'll be happy.
That's it.
There's some talk about saying there.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to play a few tunes? So, Senator Connolly, what I know is Ireland's greatest export. Huh? Want to play in St. John's Colours.
the sum of all the things you were stayed in my mind. The people that you love, the ones you left behind. When you prayed, when you cried, when you broke down inside, all the light, empty night, we didn't get out. I put down a wall on your side, I never should have put it on. I needed to shelter my mind. You're never gonna know when everything else is over. It's just another memory. Maybe the test has just begun. The darkness of the sea when you said it's not for me. Mountain air so cold, like the stories that you told. When you dance, when you smile, when you walk through the fire, all the light, empty night, we didn't get out. I put down a wall on your side, I never should have put it on. I needed to shelter my mind. You're never gonna know when everything else is over. You're just a fucking memory. Maybe the test has just begun. Alright, for this. Going to Scarborough, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams, no need or work, then she'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Alright. It's another covered up. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them burn for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of gray,
bright blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces. People walking by, I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. I was so low that I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. What a wonderful
Lift up.